So our first email comes from Carey Fielder. She says, "Hey John, with the cancellation of Iron Fist, is it just a matter of time before they announce that Marvel is taking all the Netflix and Marvel shows off of Netflix and over to the new Disney streaming service? How is this all going to play out?"
Yeah, that's been a big question ever since, they announced, a while ago, ever since like last year, whatever, that Disney announced that they were going to be going with their own streaming service. The first question on everybody's head wasn't, what are you going to do with the MCU? What are you going to do with Star Wars? The first question on everybody's mind was, what the hell's going to happen with my Netflix Marvel shows? What's going to happen with my Daredevil? What's going to happen with my Luke Cage? That's what everybody was concerned about. That's what everybody was wondering about, right? And of course, the speculation has built and built and built. And then the speculation got even worse the other day when it got announced that Iron Fist was being canceled. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. So it still leaves up in the air. Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Defenders, although it doesn't look like they're going to do another Defender season anyway, so you can take that off the table. So people have been worried about what's going to be going on. Well, the Netflix chief content officer, Ted Sarandos, had this to say about that. He said the following: those shows, talking about Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, those shows are for us to cancel. And we're super happy with their performance so far. Those shows are for us to cancel, and we are super happy with their performance so far. Now, one of the big questions that came out was when Disney announced their streaming service, what kind of deal does Netflix and Marvel have? Can Marvel just pull these shows anytime they want? Do they have an ongoing contract with them like they have with Sony for Spider-Man? So Spider-Man, as long as Spider-Man movies are being made, they get to keep the license. Is that the case? I think this comment from the Netflix executive makes that pretty clear. Netflix gets to keep these characters as long as they want and as long as they're making these shows. And as he so pointedly put it, it is up to Netflix to decide when those shows get canceled or when they don't get canceled. So the ball seems to be in their court. So then the question comes up, well, then whose decision was it to cancel Iron Fist? Now, we talked about this comment and this statement that Marvel and Netflix put out about Iron Fist the other day, but I think it's worth it for us to revisit this comment. Let's take a look at this. This is the statement from Marvel and Netflix regarding the cancellation of Iron Fist. They said the following: Marvel's Iron Fist will not return for a third season on Netflix. Notice it doesn't say it's not returning for a third season, period. It says it's not returning for a third season on Netflix. Everyone at Marvel Television and Netflix is proud of the series and grateful for all the hard work and our incredible cast, crew, and showrunners. We're thankful to the fans who have watched these 2 seasons and for the partnership we've shared on this series. While the series on Netflix has ended, the immortal Iron Fist will live on. Now, we talked the other day on the show about, does this wording, and maybe I'm just playing a game of semantics here, but could this wording suggest that when they're going out of the way to say the series has ended on Netflix, it won't live on Netflix, could that mean that they worked out a deal with Marvel that maybe Marvel's going to take Iron Fist over to the Disney streaming service? It's possible. I mean, Iron Fist Season 2 was a significant improvement over Iron Fist Season 1. I think we all agree with that. Where we may disagree is how good was it. I still didn't think it was all that great, but it was definitely better than Season 1. Does Disney even want Iron Fist on their streaming service? Who knows? But for now, we at least know that Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, their home is on Netflix, and for the foreseeable future, that's where it's going to stay. All right, let's move on to the second email. What's next?